Yo, what is up, everyone? My name is Evon. Today I'm going to be going over basic risk reward. We're going to talk about, order cards, targeting points, stop losses, etc. We are going to talk about this today to up RRR, and upping your RR means that you can have a lower win percentage and still be very profitable. Um, Starting off with things, I trade standard deviation using fib, and a lot of people know that with standard deviation, you are catching higher RR, but your win rate is lower. Now, this is given, right? I mean, we could be trading FEGs, IFEGs, and we could be running, trades like this, which are, just basic one-to-ones. Yeah, you're going to have a higher win percentage, but does it really matter when you're running one-to-one? Like, you lose once, you win once, you're break even. Um, so yeah, let's go over some of the stuff I do. Let's go over some of my win rate. We can go over this week, and we can just get a little in depth on that. So, starting off, I'm going to be going over my trade on Thursday. Yeah, so going into Thursday, bullish bias, of course. We're just pumping the all-time highs for now. In the middle of a war, it's kind of confusing, but you just have to be able to adapt. So going into Thursday, hop on the charts at about 8 a.m. Eastern. So hopping on the charts, instantly we see accumulation phase, right? So I'm taking my 5-minute fib and I'm getting my -2.5, -4 rejection points. Other thing I'm doing this is pairing this with previous day. We know that we have this absolutely insane range here that is not imbalanced or not balanced yet, so we know that has to go down to 0.5 to balance that. So we are waiting for a pullback back into equilibrium of this range, and we are waiting for a higher time frame SMT and aligning that with a 4-hour open high or open low high close. So we get our 5-minute fib, we get our -2.5, and where we go from there is we wait for 5-minute SMT, we get a 5-minute SMT, and we play this range here, and we take our 618 off this range with our stop at 0.708. The reason I take 0.708 is because if we invalidate this, we're more than likely just going to this. So yes, you could run a 20-point stop, but if this gets invalidated, we're probably making a new low, and I am holding this for 50 points. I'm holding this for 50 points because of consistency. I have a friend in my Discord who held this to London High, which gave him a 23 RR, absolute textbook trade. So with this in mind, we see this risk reward is absolutely insane. In this week, we see I have a 42% win rate. Okay, I lost 3 times, I won twice. Rough week, but it's kind of just how it's going to be for standard deviation traders when we are just pumping with no retracements and our fib levels are getting absolutely obliterated. There's no excuse in that. It is just, from what I've seen, I have not seen market conditions like this in my entire career trading, and coming off of months like February and whatnot where our fibs were playing like perfect every day. It's just a weird adaptation, but we are still able to be profitable in the week. And why are we able to be profitable with 42% win rate? Well, it's because order cards like this. Okay, so when you are targeting 50 points with a, let's just call it a 20-point stop, right? You're still getting 3 RR, but when you're targeting, I normally go into order cards that are 12.5 points. And why is it 12.5 points? Well, we note that in NQ, 1 point equals 4 ticks. Okay, with that in mind, we can then start doing the math and crunching numbers. So we have 12.5 points multiplied by 4 gives us 50. Okay, so we have a 50 tick stop loss on this trade here. On this order card, we have a 12.5 point stop or a 50 tick stop. And we have a 50-point take profit. So once again, 1 point equals 4 ticks. So what we can do is we can multiply 50 times 4, which gives us 200 ticks. So let's crunch the numbers there. When you are running a risk reward like this with a 40% win rate, we'll call it, this means that, well, let's start with this actually. When I'm trading, I'm doing one mini. This works perfect for your $50,000 accounts. You know, for your $50,000 accounts, you can just scale this. Like, let's say you were doing 100K, you can run 2 minis. With a 150K, you can run 3 minis. It's just all discretion and personal bias. You know, sometimes in Asia, right, when there's just not much volume, you can run you know, like way tighter stops. I don't really have a perfect example of this right now. This, for example, we're taking our 618 pullback of this range, and we can place our stop at Asia low. That gives us a 5.5 point stop. In Asia, we can just target 25s instead of our 50s, so we're just cutting everything in half, and we can go in with 2 minis rather than 1 mini. 1 mini is perfect for a New York session because it is super volatile. So back to numbers, 1 mini. So with this math, we can say that 1 mini with 50 points gives us 1K flat. 1 mini with 12.5 points equals 250. So with this in mind, we know that we can lose 4 times by 1,000 divided by 250 equals 4. I know this probably seems like super basic math, but it's just how it works. And when you're on the verge of tilting because you've lost once or twice, or even 3 times, or even 4 times, just looking at numbers like this makes everything a lot more, you know, you can breathe a little bit better, right? So with this in mind, we know that if we win once, we can lose 4 times, and we're still break even. So let's take this math, for example. My 40% win rate this week. I lost 3 times, right? So we're going to take 250 times 3, and we get 750. Okay. And I won twice. Kind of a brutal week. Normally, I'm winning about 3 to 4 times a week with 1 loss. Trading at all-time high territory, I think, has been pretty hard for everyone, and trying to adapt to something like this is just not, something we're really used to, right? So we're going to take 1,000, multiply it by 2, which gives us 2,000. We are then going to take these two to find our P&L for the week, right? So we have 2,000 minus 750. Why? We won twice to give us $2,000, and we lost 3 times, which netted negative 750. So with this math, we can know that we made this much this week with a 40% win rate. So why does my P&L say this? Well, it's because I'm across 3 accounts, which gives us this number here. Oh, sorry, not that number. This number here, right? So we have 3,750, give or take. This number, 3,750, give or take $100, right? So here is the power of higher risk reward trading, right? If you know what you're doing, you can catch 50 points without a problem. I caught this on this day in, 4 minutes. Okay, that's the power of New York. So when we're crunching the numbers like this, here's why you should not tilt. You can lose 3 times a week and win twice, and you are still netting almost $4,000 across 3 accounts. The proof is right here. Let's take a week that you're a little bit more profitable, right? Normal market conditions, you're level-headed, everything's going your way, right? We're going to take 250, we're going to multiply by 2, because we're going to lose twice that week. That's going to give us 500, obviously, right? And then obviously we're going to win 3 times, so we're going to do this, right? And that's 2,500 per account in a week. Now the power is crazy, right? When you multiply that by 3, you can get 7,500 weekly P&L. with losing twice and winning 3 times, right? This is the power of trading standard deviation aligned with other confluences with a 1 to 4, even higher P&L, right? Because there's going to be days where you are smacking some shit like this. Like, let's say you're on a live account and consistency isn't a problem. When you're hitting 1 to 25 risk rewards, those days are going to erase all of this shit. Because with one mini, we know that 200 ticks with one mini is $1,000. 200 ticks is 50 points. So we're going to multiply that by 4. This trade here was a $4,000 trade off one mini, right? That means that we would have to lose $16 times after taking a win like this. If you're going to lose 16 times in a row, you have a bigger problem. So yeah, pretty simple today, pretty simple video, just really basic risk reward. I hope this helps you guys a little bit, just crunching the numbers. If you've been losing a couple times, it's alright. The break evens, the losing, you know, almost a lot of people that I know are in that boat right now. Last week, like I said, I lost Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that can really take a dip on your mental, right? But you gotta just look for the bigger picture. You gotta stop looking at the daily P&L, even the weekly P&L. We just gotta start looking at, the higher time frame. The higher time frame is bullish, right? The higher time frame is bullish. You know, you can take a couple L's, man, and as long as you can stay level-headed, and you know that your system can provide you with the ability to lose, right, and still come back from that within one trade, then there's zero reason to freak out over it, right? And the proof is in the charts, right? We started this week off at $23,000 and we closed at 27,000 almost. Like, there's gonna be dips in your career, right? Your trading career, right? And as long as you can just hold through it, the ups are gonna be higher, right? Like, just use the proof is in the pudding. The charts show the whole picture, right? It's just gonna be parts of your career. Like, your career is literally a trading chart, right? It's an up. It might be a lower down, and it might be a higher up. It might be an up with a little low dip, and it might just skyrocket. It might be just down for a couple days, but then all of a sudden, you're gonna smack that one trade, and you're gonna be up here. There's zero reason to tilt. Zero reason to lose your mind. All this stuff is you see people doing it all the time. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys out. Be making a couple more videos here. I can start going in depth on how I trade, etc. And yeah, Discord in bio. Feel free to drop a sub. I'm gonna be coming out with some more bangers. Take care, guys.